So you guys were one. I'm hearing a lot of you guys wanted a theme song shortened. So here we go. This girl reviews movies, games, and books. Sometimes she plays them. So does that? And when she does it with the cat, does that make her crazy? Does that make her crazy? Probably. So it's shorter. There you go. CrazyCatLady Gamer Reviewer or Martha Butler does not own any trailers or pictures. I use them under fair use, educational, for education and entertainment purposes.
So, hi everybody, Martha here. So I got to watch the new Deathstroke movie that's animated. Man, that rated R rating was not. They weren't kidding about this. There was a lot of blood in this movie, a lot. Man, I think this is the one. This is definitely the bloodiest they ever made a DC cartoon in it. I think this is like the third time I've seen a rated R one for DC cartoons. It's not, the animation's different, so, but this one was really, it was okay until like there. So mostly this story is about Deathstroke, Wilson Slate. He has a wife and a son. His wife's name Abby and his son's name Joseph, and Abby and him have had some bumps in their marriage. So like he cheated on her, had an affair, and so he's promised not to lie to her again. So he doesn't his family does not know that he's a mercenary. He goes out and kill people for a living. So then one night, a guy from Hive comes and kidnaps Joseph to get to the Hive wants Deathstroke to join Hive, and the way that he guessed he has to do that is in order to kidnap his son and make him do it that way. So his wife's getting beat up, and she couldn't call the cops because they would kill Joseph. And Joseph's like thanks as his dad as a white knight, because he ends up like always reading a book to him before he goes to bed, because he's like 7 or something, that has to do with a dragon fighting a knight fighting a dragon. So he goes and saves Joseph from there's so many J's in this name in this movie. So like we got Jericho, who Joseph comes later, and I can't remember what the villain in this movie is. He's not too forgettable, but I just can't remember his name, so he kind of is. So Jaguar or something like that. Too bad. Sorry guys. I'll put it down, but sorry if he's the leader of Hive. Let's call him that. So he ends up. Slade ends up tracking him down, and we see Tiger and another woman, and him and Slade ends up fighting both of them, kills the woman, and he shows Joseph, and Slade tries to get to him because he has a knife. They have a knife to Joseph, and he beats up both Tiger and the leader of Hive. And he does kill the guy that's holding the knife to Joseph, but Joseph still gets cut. But he doesn't die. He just gets mute. We find that somehow him losing his voice causes him to open up his power, which is he did get it from his dad, but it's different. It's kind of like because he lets him control minds and lets him to and control objects around him. So he's kind of like Jean from X-Men, basically. So and so 10 years go by, so he's like 17 now. Joseph is, and he gets kidnapped again by Hive, but and this time and now we find out there's a queen who contacts Slade, but now that Abby and Joseph knows, they got him Slade got separated. Pretty much no longer allowed to see Joseph. So and Abby ends up sending Joseph to some school, so where he'd be safe and be secure. But that did not work apparently, and when Slay goes after him by contacting like some people who used to work for Hive and listening to their phone and asking Tiger's the Claw guy about where to go, and he ends up finding where to go, and he finds out that he has a daughter named Rose. So and Rose is more like him, has his power where she can heal and stuff like that. So and it turns out that it was all a trap, because they made Joseph into a weapon, so where he can control people's minds and stuff like that, and turns out that the guy who kidnapped Joseph is not dead, because you're supposed to think that he's dead, but he's not. He ends up he found Rose, who was the daughter of the woman that Slade had an affair with. So he had no idea that she existed, because she was just a one-night stand type of night, and so he did not know that one-night stand developed a baby. So yeah, and apparently Rose's mom got hit by a car, or trying to protect her from getting hit by a car, because her mom did not know that if she got hit by a car, she would heal from it. So yeah, and that's when, and after her mom died, the leader of Hive came and tried to get her to be what her dad could not be, and control her, and then get Joseph, which they now call Jericho, and then and they made Slade go down the water, and he almost died. But Abby followed him and helped bring him back up to help, because he can die. He's not invincible. Eventually, if he's like chopped down eventually enough, he could die, I guess. And he ends up. They end up going back after him with one of Slade's army's buddies that helped him figure out by his powers that they try to do an experiment on Slade, and that's how he is. They thought he failed, but took time for the thing to develop, because he's basically Deadpool without the smirks. Both of them have a lot of things in common. So yeah. And because if you think about it, that Slade, Wilson, and I think that I'm trying to remember what Deadpool's real name is, but it's pretty close to what his name is, because it's kind of like on purpose that what they did on Deadpool, but they end up going back and trying to help their kids. But it turns out that Rose was able to contact her brother a long time ago, and looks like Jericho's having little problems with controlling his powers. They never, he goes a little crazy with his powers a little bit, but they never go back to it in the movie, because he ends up killing by accident a bunch of Hive soldiers that he wasn't supposed to. He was only supposed to kill have one of them kill the other, and that was it. But he ends up having them fight each other instead, because he said let them have fun, let them have some fun, but he lost control. So, and that doesn't really ever go anywhere, him losing control. So it was okay. And Abby stole some files so she can see what so her and Slade can see what's going on with what they're trying to do with their son, and they end up like attacking a bunch of places in America, making where they're like the Men in Black people were afraid for the president and put their president in the air, just like in that Harrison Ford movie that was where the president's in an airplane. It's even named Air Force One, so to protect the president. So the Hive tries to go after the president in the sky, and Slade and Abby go and try to stop them. And Rose and Joseph betray the Hive leader, and Joseph tries to control the leader's mind, but he's not able to, I guess, because they did something to where he has a mental block, kind of like how Magneto has a block from Xavier's. So same thing. Without he does a helmet, but I doubt the helmet is the same thing. But you know, and they end up. Slade gets down there. He ends up like trying to fight the leader. Abby ends up fighting Lady Sheba, and they end up killing Lady Sheba, and they try to kill the leader, but he keeps on. He punches Slade, and Slade and he's gonna kill. You find out that the woman that Slade killed earlier and was actually the leader's daughter. So he's kind of doing this as revenge. So payback's, you know, the B word. And he ends up. They both get sucked out of the plane, and Slade ends up blowing him and blowing both of them each other up. They would have gone after him. Joseph sealed the hole with his powers, and Abby and Rose took over the plane, but they think that Slade's killed because he got blew up, and they think that even he can't even get help after a bomb. So, and Abby, even though Rose is a daughter of she's not related to, she accepts Rose part of the family, and yeah. So it was okay. Like I said, a lot of blood into it, but I'm okay with it. I just never seen them make a superhero movie that was animated that bloody before, so I'm not gonna hold that against it. So I'm gonna give this movie a 7 out of 10. It was pretty good. I like the animation of it. It was great. Only thing I don't like about the fact I can't remember the villain's name. Still can't. So, what do you think about it, Sully?
I give it 4 pies.
So, it was a really good movie. I'll see you guys later. I don't know, but I'm probably gonna end up doing. Speaking of Air Force One, I might do that one soon. I don't know when though. So, bye bye. Like, share, and subscribe.